Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here from TechOrb, and it is Friday, so that means it is time for our weekly recap of this week's tech news. So let's get started. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the new intro. I did work a lot on that. It was designed entirely on the computer, the entire iPhone model. It's really cool. Alright, so first we're going to be talking about the Microsoft Surface tablets. Now I know last week on our last weekly thing, I did say that Microsoft would have an event on Monday, and they did last Monday. And they did kind of reveal a couple of their new tablets called the Surface tablet. They are 10.6 inches in screen size. They're very light. They do have two different models, which I'll get to in a second, but I'm going to go over the main kind of features of both of them first. So they both have Windows 8, kind of the full version of Windows 8. The two models have a different version of Windows 8, but I will get to that in a second. They do have a kickstand in the back so that you can, prop it up, watch movies, whatever. And then they did talk about a cover for it, and the cover does attach magnetically to it. Does that sound familiar? I think it does. So that's a total ripoff of Apple's smart cover, but it does have a keyboard on the other side. It does have a touch keyboard, or touch capacitive keyboard, so depending on how hard you're pushing down on the key, it'll work. So it's not just like a touch screen, so if you push every key on the keyboard, it types a bunch of random stuff. Also, they do have a different one with actual button keys, which could be a little bit nicer depending on what kind of person, how you like to type. So they do have two different versions, the RT tablet and the Pro tablet. Microsoft cannot get away from two models of stuff. The RT, which is the cheaper, more basic version, does have an NVIDIA Tegra ARM processor. 676 grams is how much it weighs, and it's 9.3 millimeters, which is pretty thick, or pretty thin, similar to that of an iPad. 10.6 inch clear type HD capacitive touch screen with a 3.5 watt battery. It does actually have a micro SD USB 2.0, which is pretty cool. Micro HD video camera, which is pretty cool, and it has two Wi-Fi antennas for maximum Wi-Fi performance. It does have the Windows RT plus Home Office and Student, so Office, Home, and Student 2013, and it does have the touch cover type cover, which is the same thing. Vapor Made case and stand, I think, which is a case that it just comes with. That's just some of the stuff that it comes with and that kind of stuff. It does come in a 32 and 64 gigabyte. There is no 16 gigabyte like the iPad, which is pretty nice. So it will be available around the Windows 8 launch sometime this fall, and there's no price determined yet. The Pro model does have the Intel Core i5 Ivy Bridge processor, and it is 903 grams, 13.5 millimeters, a little bit thicker for some reason, probably because of the different processor. It does have a 10.6 inch clear type Full HD touch panel. The other one is 720, this one is 1080p. It does have a 42 watt battery, micro SD XC, which is kind of the updated SD slot. USB 3.0, which is pretty fast. Mini display port, which is on older MacBook. It looks pretty much the same as a Thunderbolt port. And also the two antenna for the Wi-Fi. Also does have Windows 8 Pro, so basically so for instance, like Windows 7 had the Home Premium and the Ultimate or whatever. The Pro would be basically the Ultimate version, and the other one would be the Home Premium, basically. It does come with all the same accessories as the other, as well as a pen with palm block, so you can write with a pen on it in those applications that do have that. It also does have palm block, so if you are putting your hand on the device, it doesn't recognize that and make the screen go all whacked out. Also, it does come in a 64 gigabyte and 128 gigabyte, which is superior to the iPad in that it only comes at a maximum of 64. I do like the 128. I personally wouldn't use even 64. I'd probably use 32. But 64 is, it's good to have extra. I mean, definitely. They did say that this will be available 3 months after Windows 8 launch, so probably around January, I'd say. Because Windows 8 will probably be in about November, so I'd say about January or even February. Also, pricing is not available at this time. So they do look very, reasonably nice. They do have obviously they are running a full version of Windows 8, which is nice. We haven't really seen that in a tablet. We've just seen mobile OS like iOS and obviously Android, mostly 3.0 Gingerbread, but there are some ICE tablets coming out soon. So would I get it? Probably not. I mean, I'd rather have a full desktop or a laptop Windows machine. If I had to have a Windows machine, or I'd just run Windows on my Mac, which is probably the easiest. So there's a lot of stuff stolen from the iPad, and there's a lot of new stuff in it. So your decision is pretty nice, but it has some stuff taken from the iPad. Also in today's news, Flipboard, the mobile news app, has officially launched on Android, in multiple app stores and for more countries. If you are a fan of Flipboard, it is a very nice app. You can just kind of flip through your stuff here. There will be a demo on the screen here, just kind of showing what Flipboard is. It's really nice. You can just go through your stuff. It's a great news application if you just want to catch up on the news, but it is available for Android now. It used to just be on the iPhone. This is on the iPhone, the one you're seeing on the screen. But anyway, it's a really nice app. Also new to Android, the Nike Plus running app, which was first available on the iPhone, which is the Nike's running application to keep track of your running and your time and your trip and wherever you go and stuff. But it does have a couple neat features with Facebook Open Graph. Not too sure about this. I haven't really used the Nike Plus, running app. But for all you Android people out there who run and you don't have an iPhone, but you want to keep track of your running and how long you've ran, how far you've ran, this is a great app. Check it out at the Android Play Store, or the Google Play Store, I should call it. I'm still stuck in the old Android market. See, I don't have an Android, so that's just what I'm used to from before. So, anyways, check that app out. That's another app that is new to Android this week. Well, that's pretty much it for this week's weekly recap of previous week's tech news. We'll see you next Friday with more tech news regarding next week. So we'll see you then. Leave a comment down below if you like the new intro. And if you like us doing these weekly tech updates, I know that it kind of is hard to get all the information. And I know we can't report every single thing that happens. Either, we try to do it in less than 10 minutes or at least 15 minutes most of the time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this weekly update. We'll see you next week and for some more tech news.